tell, Steve. I think we will be able to tell quite a lot from the three-point line. This is a Yale team that allows opponents to shoot just 20% from long range on this young season. That is sixth best in the nation.
Yeah, they get out on you from the perimeter, no question about it, Jeff, and they close out under control without fouling. That's really important, and that's a big part of their defensive scheme.
And we know a big part of Marist offense is shooting threes. Just about 1 out of every 2 shots is coming from long range.
Yeah, something's got to give tonight, no question about it. As we talked about in our open, Jeff, both teams are really hungry for a victory to break their respective losing streaks.
Our starting lineups tonight are brought to you by the Friendly Auto Group, the official electric vehicle dealer of the Red Foxes. Learn more online at friendlyautogroup.ny.com. Steve, you saw Danielle Williamson back in the first 5 for the Marist Red Foxes. She did not play last Monday at Stony Brook with a groin injury, came off the bench at St. John's, and returns to the first 5 tonight. More good news on the injury front. We were expected to see the collegiate debut of sophomore transfer guard Malia Egan a little later for Marist, so stay tuned for that. Yale with the first possession of the ball game. Egger trying to set up Thibault inside, but a little too far inside as she traveled, trying to get away from the cylinder.
Yeah, it's a good job there by Morgan Lee going straight up. Thibault just found herself actually right underneath the backboard. Really tough place to pass the basketball, turned it over.
Steve, you mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Yale coming in after losing 5 in a row, but really outside of their game at Michigan State, they've been in every one.
They really have. I mean, they had a chance really to win their last 2 games. They really could be 3-3, but down the stretch against Merrimack and Pacific, they just let it get away.
Croker harassed by Marissa Chapman, one of those talented first-year players for the Bulldogs that head coach Dalila Eshe says will one day be key to Yale returning to prominence. Nice take to the basket by Jackie Pittick to open tonight's scoring.
That's a great play by Pittick. Really a nice move going to the goal. Got it to go down with her offhand.
Struggled at St. John's, a season-low 2 points, but Steve, really, Jackie Pittick's been playing great this year. Egger is Yale's leading scorer. She can't convert, but Chapman is there on the boards for second-chance points.
Yeah, nice job by Chapman. Marist just did not clear the basketball. That was their 3rd attempt by the Bulldogs, but credit Chapman for sticking with it.
Yale with a lot of energy off the opening tap. It was going to be interesting to see. They didn't get onto the court until 45 minutes before tip because of, 4 words that anyone in Connecticut will hate. Traffic on 84.
Yeah, no question about it. They were here late, but, hey, you really like to see what Yale does defensively in the half court. You can see why teams don't shoot the ball real well from the perimeter. They get after you in the half court. They've been impressive here the first minute and a half of the game.
That personal was on Marissa Chapman. Marist with a fresh 20. Croker harassed by Thibault, just overshot Morgan Lee. The 6'5" Lee is a matchup nightmare for just about everyone, but you got to give her a better feed than that.
Yeah, good high-low entry is a good idea, but Croker needs to put a little bit more air under it. Lob it up there to the 6'5" Lee. Croker turned the basketball over.
So each team now with an early giveaway. Steve, we expect turnovers to be quite telling.
Yeah, no question about it. As just case in point right here, as Tarul does a nice job, goes coast to coast after the steal. That's been a big problem for Yale. Over 21 empty trips a game. That's just far too many.
And a much bigger problem last week. They turned it over 26 times against Merrimack, 29 times against Pacific. And in both of those games, the opposition with 25 or more points off of the turnovers. That's a great take by Kylie Capstraw for her first bucket of the ball game.
Really a quick first step there by Capstraw. That was an impressive take to the goal and finish.
Marist really running their offense through Kira Croker here in the opening quarter. Williamson dropped 11 the last time Marist was in this building. A win against Lafayette back on November 13th. Pittick turns the corner and drops in another.
That's a great play. Actually, she made that with her right hand. That was a really crafty play going to the goal by Jackie Pittick.
I don't know if that's how they teach you to do it, but they all count the same.
Yeah, they all count the same. That was really a crafty play by Pittick. Really faked out her defender with that shot off the window.
Foxes have made their first 3 shots from the field. Aaron Dowdy's got to be happy with the hot start. Slow starts doomed them in their last 2 games. Chapman misfires, Williamson on the board.
Good job there by Williamson. Those are hard to rebound when they don't draw any iron.
Williamson sets up Tarul. Rebound for Avery Lee, senior out of Los Altos Hills, California. The Yale guard averaging 7-2 and 3. Thibault couldn't hang on. Croker able to outlet to Lee, and here come the Red Foxes off Yale's third giveaway. Tarul on the attack, and Croker just wasn't where Lexi thought she would be.
Yeah, that's an unforced turnover there by Tarul. I think she could have pulled up and shot the 10 or 12 footer, but just a little too unselfish there. Another turnover for Marist.
Marist has done well valuing the basketball this year. 14 giveaways a game. They were up over 18 last year. Was the number one focus of the Marist offseason was to protect the ball.
No, they have done a lot better job, no question, of valuing it and limiting their turnovers. Looks like there's going to be a foul assessed on Marist.
Kira Croker picks up the personal, trying to jar the ball loose from the grip of Grace Thibault. That will allow Erin Dowdy to go to the bench. Julia Corsentino enters along with Katie Cunningham, replacing Jackie Pittick and Danny Williamson. So this is a big lineup for Marist right now. Lee bounces the inbounds to Thibault. Now Capstraw for Egger, who's had a couple of double-doubles in Yale's last 2 games. Great look inside for Thibault to tie it up.
That's a really nice job by Thibault with her back to the basket. Nice drop step toward the middle. Finished it with a jump hook.
Corsentino right into the teeth of the press. Cunningham shot blocked by Thibault.
That's a great play by Thibault, coming over just with perfect timing and her hand right on top of the basketball. Here it is again on the replay. It's a good look by Corsentino, and you see Thibault with a great block.
Marist offensively this year, 57 points a game, shooting 40% from the floor, 30% from outside the arc, though that mark down of late after a couple of poor shooting nights last week. Lee shot too strong, rebound Avery Lee.
So that's where you want the basketball, but Morgan Lee just shot it too hard from really point-blank range there. Could not get it to go.
Chapman the first year from Middletown, New York, a Hudson Valley homecoming. Capstraw goes to the Hezzy and got fouled on her way up, earning a couple of free throws.
That's another good take to the goal there by Capstraw, and she took a lot of contact. She's going to line to shoot 2 for the Bulldogs.
That foul on Lexi Tarul, her first.
It is again on the replay. Really wasn't a lot there, but she did get clipped. Did Capstraw. She misses the first free throw.
That's been a problem for Yale, Steve. Just 57% from the line coming in.
Yeah, that has to improve. You just cannot collectively shoot 56% and win close games. And, the Bulldogs have been in games, but they just have not been able to close them out. And when you struggle from the foul line, that really compounds your problems.
Yale sticking with the 1-2-2 press. And now Corsentino getting Marist into the offense. Croker around the Lee screen. A spot of bother there. Here's Corsentino, cut off by Lee. Tricky shot, banks in.
With their left hand there. That was a crafty play there by Corsentino. Kissing it off the window with her left hand from about 8 feet.
After not scoring in Marist opener at Drexel, Corsentino, the sophomore, averaging 9 a game on the young season.
Yeah, she's done a lot of good things off the bench as Yale misses a three-pointer. Corsentino, excellent energy always off the bench.
Croker in the high post, shoots the long 2.
And that is her game, that mid-range game. When Croker is given space, she is extremely effective in that area.
Starting to see the balance there in Dowdy once in her offense. Croker, the 4th Red Fox to score here in the opening quarter, as Marist deflects the pass out of bounds. It will remain with the Bulldogs.
High in the first round, they'll play the winner of that game. This is the second in-season tournament in the last 2 years, and if Marist were to secure the victory in this tournament, it would be the first in-season tournament win since they traveled to Dublin in 2022 for the ASUN MAC Challenge. But this is a little appetizer prior to Thanksgiving. Jeff, Steve?
Thank you, William. And yes, indeed, I am getting ready for Thanksgiving. Turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, whatever it may be. And yes, while Marist will play in the Christmas City Classic next weekend, Steve, in my opinion, it's too early. Can't think about Christmas till after you wake up from your turkey nap on November, 28th this year? Thanksgiving's late.
Yep, agreed.
Yale basketball out of the timeout. Lee gets to the basket. Thibault has the offensive board.
Boy, Thibault, Marist has to locate her. She is doing a good job here in the first quarter with blocks and being very, very active on the glass.
Erin Dowdy deeper into her bench. Morgan Tompkins and Brooke Jarvis on, along with Malia Egan for the first time as a Red Fox. 5'7" sophomore from Sacramento, California. Played her high school basketball in Montana. Tough take for Tompkins.
That is a great take by Tompkins. She is a really good athlete. She's quick with the ball going to the goal. That was a nice take and finish by Tompkins.
Tompkins gave Marist great minutes off the bench at St. John's. A season-high 6 points and 3 rebounds playing 18 minutes as Egger is able to answer with her first field goal.
You see why Egger is just a double-double machine. She comes in averaging over 14 a game, but that was a really nice take going to the goal as the Red Foxes almost turned the basketball over, but it did go off of the Bulldogs, be Marist basketball.
There's Dalila Eshe in her second year leading Yale. You see at the bottom there all the success she had as a player. That really resonates with a squad trying to build their way toward the top of the Ivy League, which has become one of the best mid-major conferences in America. There's that Red Fox turnover. Doesn't make Erin Dowdy happy. Her second year leading the team, 23rd year with the program in every role you can think of.
Yeah, she has done a great job here at Marist, and I know she's perplexed with that last turnover. Those are the ones that drive coaches crazy. You have to know where you are on the floor. Tompkins just stepped out of bounds and turned the basketball over.
Yale trying to break Marist pressure. Lee's shot rolls off. Another O-board for Thibault. How about a third chance for Grace Thibault?
Boy, Marist, they better make the decision to lay a body on Thibault or it's going to be a long night. She is relentless on the glass as Marist just turns it over and Yale converts.
Tompkins just fell asleep. The Bulldogs have a 3-point advantage. It is Yale's first lead of the night. Erin Dowdy with a lineup of 5 reserve players. And it's an offensive foul. Marist turns it over, an illegal screen set by Brooke Jarvis.
Yeah, it's going to be on Jarvis on that ball screen. She just was not set. And yet another turnover for the Red Foxes. That has been a problem. That's their 5th turnover here in the first quarter.
Morgan Tompkins out. Morgan Lee back in. Trying to deal with Thibault. Shot blocked by Corsentino, and then a late whistle that comes from behind the play. They say foul on Corsentino. 2 free throws for Grace Thibault.
Well, I think we'll probably be able to take another look at that. That looked like Corsentino was right on top of the basketball. Here it is again. Thibault has been a problem. She's been great here in the first quarter. And you'll see her with a little step through. Oh, my. Yeah, that was all ball.
Yeah, maybe the second time, right? Got all ball the first time, then came to and hit Thibault, but I don't know that there was possession there to call a foul. Dalila Eshe will take it. Spent a lot of time in the Ivy League this decade. 3 years as an assistant coach at Princeton before taking the Yale job. Thibault 1 out of 2. And a Bulldog foul.
Yeah, looks like they got Egger there. A little push in the back as Yale continues to extend their defense.
This game's been up-tempo. Both teams pressing in the opening quarter. Egan right down Broadway. Corsentino from the corner.
That's really a nice job by Egan, breaking that press. And Corsentino, she called for it in the corner. She was wide open, set her feet, buried the 3 ball.
Magdalena Schmidt in the game for Yale wearing number 5. It's Kylie Capstraw who attacks Malia Egan. Lost the handle, out of bounds. Off of Yale. This Marist basketball, Malia Egan impacting the game on both ends.
Yeah, nice job there by Egan. You see her quickness. She's got a lot of quickness. She moved well there laterally, forced that turnover.
Kira Odom on the floor. 5'11" first year from Syracuse. Did not score in 30 minutes last week for Yale. That's over 2 games. First year player who's dealing with being top of the scouting report. No look pass intercepted by Yale. Corsentino should have thought better of it. Here come the Bulldogs. Egger drives hard and earns a whistle. Foul's on the floor, but it's Marist 5th, so free throws are coming.
Egger is so good putting the ball on the deck and going around people. She is strong going to the goal. It was on the floor. It's Yale basketball out of bounds under.
they should be shooting. It is the 5th foul.
That is the 5th foul. You're right, Jeff. Yes, they'll get it worked out. Yeah, that was team foul number 5. So Yale will be shooting 2.
First on Katie Cunningham. She's out along with Jarvis. Jackie Pittick and Kira Croker return. Grace Thibault, 7 of 14 on free throws. Her cousin Matisse plays in the NBA's with the Portland Trailblazers right now. Began his career with the Philadelphia 76ers. Big basketball family. Offensive board for Kiera Odom. Nearly turns it over, but Lee hangs with it. Trouble on the baseline. Odom. Shot clock's in single figures. Thibault sets the screen for Lee. Ton of contact, offensive foul. Thibault was moving. That's her first personal.
And they got Thibault there with a moving screen. Marist basketball just under a minute now here in the first quarter.
Red Foxes 7 of 10 from the field. Yale 7 of 14. The problem, both teams just turning it over too much.
Yeah, they're just not valuing the basketball here to start the game.
Porcentino nearly coughs it up. They say tie up, possession remains with Marist. Boy, Thibault, really a high motor. She is always around the basketball.
She's had a great start. She's got really good length, and she's relentless really on both ends of the floor. On the alternating possession, stays with Marist.
8 points, 3 boards, all on the offensive end. Half of her 8 points coming on second chances. Egan, blocked by Thibault. Just got lost. The 6'3" Thibault rejects the shot. Shot clock is off at the end of the opening quarter. Lee will slow things down as Yale plays for 1. Odom, 10 seconds. Long 2. Rebound Corsentino, 5 ticks for Marist. Odom might have shot it too early. Corsentino pulls up. And Croker has it in her hands when the horn sounds. 20 up tempo minutes will be played in the first. Egger, Schmidt, Odom on the court along with Thibault. There's another moving screen. Magdalena Schmidt called for that one. Her first. The officials really had a keen eye for that here.
They really have called. They've called several already, boy. That's no, that was a tight call as well, Jeff. I didn't see a whole lot there.
Brandon Appel, Darwin Thompson, Emily Murphy, our 3 officials tonight. Morgan Lee yet to open her account. Foul backing down. Second on Grace Thibault. See how that changes the calculus for Dalila Eshe, as Thibault's been the most engaged player so far this evening.
No, there's no question about it. Just too much of an armbar there on Thibault.
Leave her in for the time being. Still 9:38 to go before halftime. Tarul creates space and scores.
That is her game. She is outstanding with that little step back, foul line extended from about 17, 18 feet. Nice job there by Tarul.
She was easy to scout last year, primarily shot threes, 68% of her field goal attempts. Said in the offseason, I got to be able to score at all 3 levels. Schmidt can't answer. And the rebounding foul. Jackie Pittick came crashing in when Kira Odom had position. That's the first on Pittick.
Yale has been a good rebounding team this season through 6 games. They're +4 in rebound margin. You can see why, Jeff. They go to the glass.
They're +4 tonight. They've got 7 offensive boards. Egger. Right around Croker, and a late whistle. We'll see it again. It's probably the right call, but that whistle was a bit after the contact. Let's see.
We're going to take another look at it here. Here's Croker coming over. You know, she's straight up.
She turns.
She moves. I mean, a lot of times that's a play on, but by the letter of the law, that is a foul.
You know, I feel like as soon as you turn, right, legal guarding position changes, and it leads to free throws for Egger. Mackenzie Egger. 21 and 13 against Pacific. 18 and 20 against Merrimack. Hit 14, 26 shots coming into tonight. Another offensive rebound for the Bulldogs. But they give it away with a travel. He never set a pivot foot.
Marist has got to do a better job blocking it out. That has really been an issue tonight. They got to lay a body on these Bulldogs. They've been relentless going to the offensive glass.
Tapstraw back in for the Bulldogs. It's a tough game to get a handle on. It's been simultaneously crisp and sloppy.
Yeah.
Marist shooting 62%, Yale 44%, but just a ton of turnovers and missed free throws, and bad box outs. Pittock's in a tough spot. Finds the cutting Williamson, who shots blocked by Egger.
That is a great block by Egger, boy. She plays so well on both ends of the floor. Perfect timing there on that block by Egger.
Yale's third block here in the first half. Odom steps back. Williamson able to get the rebound out of traffic. The rule to the freshman. Lexi only needs a sliver of daylight. Pittock scoops it up and scores again. 3 made field goals toward the basket. 6 points for Pittock to lead the Foxes.
Another tremendous move. Put it behind her back. Strong to the goal with her left hand off the window. Special take there by Pittock.
Egger throws it inside to Thibault, and Marist was all over it.
Great help defense there by Williamson, the freshman.
Yale's 8th turnover. Lee runs the floor and finishes.
What a great pass. Wonderful vision there by the Red Foxes. Great catch inside there by Morgan Lee and finish.
It was Lee deep under the goal who started that turnover. You got to reward the bigs who
Yes,
on the floor.
Absolutely. Lee did a nice job running the floor. Got the easy one to go down.
Marist has numbers. Williamson, 3 ball, down the well.
It's a big time 3-ball. Williamson wanted it. Pittock found her, splashed it from distance.
Timeout, Dalila Eshe. A 6-point lead for the Red Foxes, their largest tonight. They've scored the game's last 7 and are shooting 65% on their home floor. So, Steve, an 8-point turnaround in Marist's favor over the last 3 minutes. And we should see how Yale responds. Talking to Dalila Eshe before the game, she noted how young her team is. Even the players that are veteran are in bigger roles than they're used to. They're still learning how to play. You don't have a summer session in the Ivy League. You got to take 2 days off every week. It means that it just takes longer. We'll see how Yale regroups as they face some adversity here early in the second quarter.
This is an important time in the game, no question about it. Marist up 6. And the momentum has definitely shifted.
Tarul pops out for 3. Rebound, Mackenzie Egger. Yet to make her presence felt on the offensive end, but Egger's been the go-to player for the Bulldogs on this young season.
Oh, she really has. She plays so well on both ends. She's been a walking double-double.
Screen set for Odom, rebound Williamson.
Once again, Williamson is around the basketball. Nice rebound there by Williamson in traffic.
Lid just on for Yale right now. 0 of 5 in the second quarter. That's spurred this +10 run for the Foxes. Jarvis scoops it up and gets it to go. How about that finish?
We've seen that once or twice before earlier in the season. She likes to use that right hand, and that was really a deft touch there. Great finish by Jarvis.
Scored over 1,100 points at William Smith over the last 3 years. Not for nothing. Egger shot blocked by Lee.
That's a great block by Lee. Wonderful timing. Hand right on top of the basketball.
Williamson pulls up. Lee, the rebound in a quadruple team. And now Lee is called for traveling.
Yeah, she did. She moved the pivot foot. And you'll see it here again on the replay. It was a good entry pass, and she just shuffled it. A lot of times they'll let that play on, but there was a little bit of a shuffle there by Morgan Lee. Turned the basketball over.
Marist going on this run largely with Grace Thibault out. 2 first-half fouls. Dalila Eshe has her back in the game. The seniors got to be careful. Egger for Chapman. Pulls up from the MAC logo. And another rebound for Lee. That's her second. Pittock's pass juggled. It's collected by Jarvis, who wanted a whistle. It never came. Here come the Bulldogs. The lob for Thibault, intercepted by Williamson. What a heady play.
A great anticipation there coming over from the weak side by Williamson.
To rule the bounce pass to Jarvis. Egger doesn't give an inch. And now Piddick will settle down the offense. Marist shooting 57%. They're 5 of 9 in the second quarter. Lee can't hang on to it. Thibault gets the steal. Yale is a better team when Grace Thibault's on the court. That's a travel.
Yeah, Lee just got a little out of control there, Jeff. A little off balance. Turned the basketball over.
Malia Egan back on. Her Marist debut tonight. Suffered a preseason concussion that held her out of the Red Foxes' first 5 games. Played last year at Montana State. 25 games as a freshman. 10 minutes a game, about a point per. It's a backup point guard for the Bobcats. Went to high school in Montana, Colstrip, where she played. A town of 2,100. That's less than the campus population of Marist College. Town's 122 miles east of Billings. One of the first things she did when she got to New York was visit the Big Apple. It's the right choice. Always a good choice for Lexi Terrell to shoot a 3.
Man. Always a big part of her game, Jeff. When she has her feet set, she's lethal from distance.
Can't get the roll. Lee the rebound, and then a foul on Yale. Right now the Bulldogs are in quicksand. Marist on a 12-0 run. Yale can't stop turning the ball over, and they've missed their first 8 shots here in the second quarter.
Missed their first 8, Jeff, and boy, they've had some tough luck too. A couple of them have been halfway down and popped out, but the turnover bug has hit them again. They just have had a hard time this year valuing and taking care of the basketball.
29 turnovers on their home floor against Pacific on Sunday. Dalila Eshe said the team looked at all 29 of them in a film session getting ready for this game. Now it's Mara's turn to give it away. Their 9th turnover.
That was a jump stop there by Terrell. I mean, that's what you teach your kids, but she did move the pivot foot. Turned it over.
Sort of much like Erin Dowdy did with Marist in the preseason, where they would call out turnovers and they would happen in practice. Yale is owning the fact that they just haven't been very good valuing the basketball. And that's, well, it's step 1 to getting it corrected.
Yeah, no question about it. You have to limit your turnovers as Egger. That's why she is so effective, Jeff, offensively. She can put it on the deck with that quick first step going to the goal. Nice finish.
5 and 5 for Egger. Already halfway to her 3rd consecutive double-double. It's Yale's first basket of the third quarter. And if they got Thibault, that's her 3rd. And yes, they did. Grace Thibault doesn't like it. But she's now got 3 here in the first half.
Yeah, she has to come out of the game now, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Thibault with her 3rd foul here at the 2:49 mark. She's got to come out of the game. We'll take a second look at it here.
Watch number 20.
Yeah, just impedes her.
Yeah.
Just impedes her there a little bit, and going to get that one called each and every time.
Egan for 3. Rebound goes to Sanaya Moore, who just checked in. Then Cunningham earns it back. Maris with another look. Corsentino on the attack. Gets her own rebound and gets fouled.
That's a good hustle play there by Corsentino again. You know, she's got a high motor. She always plays hard. And she will be at the line shooting 2 for the Red Foxes.
That's 5 on Yale. First on Kylie Capstraw. Corsentino's made her only free throw of the season. This is Mara's first of the game. Corsentino towing the line, courtesy of Sims & Associates Podiatry, the official podiatrists of Marist Athletics. Seven points and 2 boards for Julia Corsentino in the first half. Red Foxes setting up like they're going to play a 2-3 zone.
Yes.
And yes, they are.
Yes, 2-3 zone here.
Moore gets fouled by Cunningham. Not much Katie could do there. She picks up her 2nd. Yale started to struggle when Grace Thibault went to the bench with 2 fouls. It would be shocking if she plays the final 2 minutes and 18 seconds of the half, as she now has 3.
Now, they're a different team with Thibault on the bench. She is a presence inside on both ends of the floor.
Egger Pulls up and shoots over Lee. That's a great touch by the senior from Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
That is a great shot in the mid-range from about 16, 17 feet by Egger.
7 points for Egger. 15 of Yale's 22 coming from the duo of Egger and Thibault, their upperclassmen. Bad decision by Corsentino. Marist goes one and done.
Yeah, just not a good decision there by Corsentino. That was a very difficult shot attempt.
Egger on the attack again. Right back to her, and Egger scores on back-to-back possessions.
That's a great play, moving so well without the basketball. Really nice job there by Egger with her left hand finishing.
Works so hard, setting the standard for what it means to be a Division I basketball player, seeing the results of that work. As Egan travels, Marist turns it over for the 10th time, and the Bulldogs, who have hit their last 3 shots, have a chance to chip closer at the end of the first half.
Yeah, Yale's right back in it, and an unforced turnover there by the Red Fox as Egan just moved her pivot foot, turned it over.
It's led by 11 not too long ago. Egger to the step back. Good box, and then they bump Tarul on the head, so that'll be free throws for Lexi Tarul.
It's a nice job there by Tarul on the weak side. Once again, when you play zone, it's, you don't have, man-to-man responsibilities, and it's tough when you're playing an area. And Tarul did a good job in the bottom of that zone on the block to rebound it. She did get fouled. She shoots 2 for Marist.
7 points for Lexi. She's hit 3 field goals, and what's most impressive about that, Steve, the 7 points coming at all 3 levels. She's hit a 3, she got to the basket, and she stuck a mid-range step back.
And again, she has just really expanded her game offensively. She's moving so well without the basketball. She got that great mid-range game. She makes 2 big free throws there to kind of stem the tide here. Marist back up 9.
Lee with a screen from Egger. Schmidt into the corner for Abigail Long. Grazed the side of the backboard. Williamson there, the recipient of the rebound. 5th carom for Danny Williamson. Ern Dowdy and the Marist coaching staff extremely excited about Williamson's potential. Freshman from Staten Island. Egger goes to ground without a whistle, and that's easy money for Morgan Lee.
Yeah, Morgan Lee took full advantage there. Egger tried to draw, but it was kind of a flop there by Egger.
Yep. Darwin Thompson gave us the flop warning. Egger lost it into the paint because she was fouled.
Well, she is tough on the bounce. Really a nice job there by Egger. And take another look at it here. You'll see here the mid-post area. Nice job. And again, that's kind of the warning there. And there was a little bit of contact, though. But Egger tried to sell it. Hey, that's what you try to do. And Morgan Lee with an easy one.
And you know what, Steve? Seeing it again, I don't hate.
Close.
It was real close. I've seen less floppy flops.
Yeah.
I'll put it to you that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Moore off the mark. Shot clock off at the end of the half. Williamson's already stuck a 3. Here's Lee. Triple try. Rims away. The putback no good. That is how the first half comes to a conclusion. Capstraw. So no fouls on Egger, 2 fouls on Capstraw as we begin the third quarter. It was Yale that went over to the officials to make that change. I understand you obviously don't want any fouls on Egger, but now you got 2 on Capstraw with Thibault, who has 3. I don't know if that change necessarily helps them. Marist with the first possession of the third quarter. There's Grace Thibault making an impact. She knew what Lexi Tarul wanted to do with that basketball, was able to disrupt the post entry.
Yeah, it was a good idea by Tarul. Just a little more air under it. Just lob it up there to the 6'5" Morgan Lee. It did go off of the Bulldogs. It'll be Marist basketball out of bounds under.
Thibault's been impressive. Full-time starter this year, starting in all 7 games last year. Played in 27, started 17, averaging 7 and 4. Her averages are about the same, but she really impacts the game in a bunch of ways.
Oh, she really does. They're a different team with her not on the floor as Morgan Lee. Really a nice job there by Lee. high off the window with that little jump hook inside.
Marist exploits the mismatch on the 5'11" guard. Really just no chance for Chapman in that matchup as Morgan Lee knocks down her third field goal. Open three for Lee. For Yale, that's Avery Lee hitting her fifth three of the season and Yale's first tonight.
It's a great job by Thibault. Looking opposite, that's exactly what you want your post player to do. And Lee was open. She knocked it down from distance.
Tarul reverse layup, spins short. Rebound, Marissa Chapman.
Well, everything but the make there was a great take by Tarul, but she could not get that reverse layup to go down.
Egger on Kira Croker. And she earns a whistle. Croker can't believe it.
Boy, that's really a bailout call there. I'm sure we'll take another look at it, but Egger is really good with her footwork inside. We're going to take another look at it here with this step through. Ooh. When they're off balance like that, it was close. I mean, there was a little contact there. Frankly, Jeff, I think that's a play on. I don't think that was the proper call, but Egger again does such a good job with her footwork inside. She is a quality player. She knocks down the first free throw for the Bulldogs.
So Kira Croker has to sit with 3 fouls. Brooke Jarvis back on for the Red Foxes. Egger makes both. He's in double figures with 11. Yale with some full court pressure. Seen Lee's long-range game on display yet tonight. She's a very capable three-point threat.
Oh, she really is. A great pick and pop person.
We know Tarul can shoot them. Missed everything on that one. Yale basketball they've started the second half on a 5-2 run.
Yeah, just to our right there, Tarul. You can see when she rushes it, she just didn't have her feet set, and she rushed that 3-ball. That's why she shot the air ball.
Williamson picking up Capstraw. Egger splits 2 defenders and floats in 2 more.
Boy, she is so talented off the bounce again with that quick first step going to the goal. That was a special take by Egger.
Marist handles the press. Egger's up to 13 points, and it's a 2-possession game just like that. Marist a bit out of sorts on offense to start the second half as Tarul turns it over. Chapman the steal. Thibault in front. Clears a little space. And there's a trip in there. It's a foul on Marist.
In transition, after Marist turned the basketball over, Chapman was going to take it coast to coast. Here it is again. Nice crossover.
Danny Williamson's feet got tangled up with Chapman. Foul on the floor. Second foul on Williamson. Egger for 3. Everything going the Bulldogs' way to start the third quarter.
Oh, she is feeling it right now, is Egger. Marist needs a timeout here.
10 straight points for Yale. Williamson juggles it. Who else but Egger gets in there? Got the basketball that was on the baseline. It stays with Marist.
It's an important possession here for the Red Foxes. Just a 1-possession game as Egger single-handedly has brought her team back in it. Marist needs a hoop here.
Williamson closed down by Thibault. That'll be a mismatch somewhere with Thibault on a guard. Williamson got fouled.
Really a great step through there by Williamson. She certainly does not play like a freshman. She scored over 1,700 points in high school, but she is really, really talented. She knows how to play the game. And that step through there, she got clipped on the elbow. She shoots 2 for the Red Foxes.
And that foul was on Grace Thibault, Steve. That's her 4th.
Yeah, that is a massive, massive call at this stage of the game. 7:18 to go in the third quarter as Williamson knocks down the first free throw. Again, this is a different team without Thibault on the floor.
Fannie Williamson's free throws brought to you courtesy of Sims & Associates Podiatry, the official podiatrist of Marist Athletics. with Thibault in foul. So I want to clean up that third quarter housekeeping when Brandon Appel came over to us and said they were changing a foul from Egger to Capstraw. Egger had 3. She didn't have 1, she had 3, so they took the foul off. She now has 2. That's why Yale wanted that change made. We were given incomplete information about the number of fouls that Egger had. Maybe somebody just read the wrong line of the stat sheet, whatever it was. I want to make sure the foul situation is clear because Yale certainly needs Mackenzie Egger on the floor. She can't miss right now. 19 points.
Yeah, you have to run her off the three-point line, make her put it on the deck. That's another great 3-ball by Egger.
Timeout, Aaron Dowdy. Yale on a 13-4 run to open the second half. It's a 2-point game here in McCann Arena.
Floater here, putting it on the deck and going around people. She can score all 3 levels, gets her feet set. That's a splash 3-ball by Egger. She is feeling it here in the third quarter, and here she is again. MARIST just late, a little late on that closeout. Egger up to 19 points, 7 for 10 from the field. She's been very impressive, Jeff.
She hasn't missed in the third quarter. A perfect 3 of 3. You saw the 2 threes, also hit 2 free throws, and there forces a turnover, but Yale gives it right back. So Egger did her part, but Chapman was caught in the corner and just couldn't keep it in play.
Now they wanted to go down on the low block to Morgan Lee, but the pass was deflected. But as you mentioned, Jeff, it did go off of the Bulldogs, so MARIST has it out of bounds in the corner.
Egger taking over. Williamson gets an open look off the restart. On rebound for Chapman, who wants to push. Capstraw running right. Here's Egger. Shot blocked by Lee. Out of bounds. Looked like Lee got some of the shooter, but the call is Yale on the baseline.
Once again, Egger is relentless. She can go either hand to the goal. Blocked by Lee. Bulldogs basketball out of bounds under.
Egger kicks Capstraw. Long rebound, Williamson. A nose for the basketball. Already 6 boards for Williamson, double her previous career high.
No, she really has a nose for the basketball. No question about it. She's been all over the floor.
Pittick earning a couple of free throws. He's been great going to the goal. 3 of 3 tonight. Hacked in the act there. First time at the stripe. She's made 3 of 4 foul shots this season.
She has been really good off the bounce tonight. She's been very aggressive going to the goal. She knocks down the first free throw. We're going to take another look at it here. You'll see Pittick. You know, she can go with either hand, and again, it's just a strong take going to the goal. 2 big free throws there by Pittick.
Fouls on Avery Lee, her first. Just updating the foul situation. We're going 4 on Grace Thibault. Egger and Capstraw each have 2 for Yale. For MARIST, 3 on Croker, 2 on Cunningham and Williamson. Egger kicks Capstraw. Moore in the center of the zone. Lee for 3, her second triple.
Yeah, that's her game, boy. She got a nice stroke, and she hit another really great-looking 3-ball there by Lee.
MARIST shot 50% in the first half. Yale shooting 63% in the third, forcing a bunch of turnovers. Moore is fouled. 2 free throws for the first year on the way.
It's a nice job there by Moore in transition. Once again, MARIST does not take care of the basketball. Here it is again. Pittick kind of almost kicks it, and then there's a bit of a scrum, and then you'll see Moore going strong to the goal and Pittick committing the personal. So Moore shoots 2 for Yale. They can take the lead now. They were down by 13 points early in the third quarter.
Cunningham and Corsentino checking in for Williamson and Jarvis. Now this free throw to put Yale in front after they trailed by, like you mentioned, Steve, 13 points less than 5 minutes ago. It has been all Mackenzie Egger.
It really has. I mean, she has been so dynamic offensively. She's just very difficult to guard as Moore makes 1 out of 2.
Missed free throws have been a bugaboo for the Bulldogs all year. They're 7 of 12 tonight. That is right on their season average of 57%. Red Foxes, cold start to the quarter. Just 1 of 4 since the break. Corsentino has the lane open. and puts it in. 9 points for Corsentino tonight.
That's a great take by Corsentino. She's quick with the basketball. She's got a really good first step going to the goals. A nice finish.
Egger, elbow jumper. Rebound Moore. Shot over a double. Got it and one.
That's a great play by Moore. Marist does not rebound the basketball out of the 2-3 zone. And Moore does a great job. She's got a chance for a possible conventional three-point play when we return. Jeff, there's a timeout on the floor.
Sanaya Moore, one of the Yale first years that hasn't played as much as some others, making her presence felt, and we'll shoot a free throw when we come back. Diagnostic technology to ensure you receive the best possible care. For any emergency, count on Mid-Hudson Regional Hospital. Marist 43, Yale 43. Sanaya Moore at the free throw line trying to give Yale their first lead since the 9:06 mark of the second quarter.
Been a great comeback by Yale. Again, they were down 13. They've come all the way back. Egger has been special. Moore has been good. Lee is knocked down. They've made 4 threes here in the third quarter. This is with Thibault on the bench, which is really a credit to this team. They won game now at the 4:50 mark of the third quarter, Jeff.
You see the Yale foul trouble, but it hasn't hurt them here in the third quarter. Bulldogs lead. 5 minutes and 10 seconds into the second half. Yale turns an 11-point, 20-minute deficit into a 1-point advantage. They're shooting 60% since the break. And like Steve mentioned, 4 of 5 from 3. See how Marist responds out of the timeout. Pittock skips it to Corsentino. Catch and shoot three is short. Rebound, who else? Mackenzie Egger.
Yeah, she has just been terrific on both ends of the floor.
She has been involved in nearly every positive play for Yale in the second half. Thought she was going to shoot the 24-footer. Lee, responsible for 2 of the 4 Yale threes since halftime. Wanted a whistle. And Marist takes over the basketball.
That's really good interior defense there by Corsentino. Going straight up, ends up going off of Lee. Basketball back to the Red Foxes.
Down, the sophomore from Fairhaven, New Jersey, has given Marist a spark. Coming off the bench, Cunningham, as Marist breaks the press, and Katie Cunningham drops in her first field goal.
It's a really nice job by Marist. Be aggressive against pressure. You make a couple of layups that will back them off.
The senior from Syracuse, the 8th Red Fox, to score in this one. Egger for Capstraw, working on Cunningham. Capstraw gets the 2 right back.
That's a really good piece of footwork there by Capstraw with a nice drop step back to the middle.
The press nearly leads to a turnover, and then Corsentino's fouled by Avery Lee. That's her second hard bump. Already 25 total personal fouls. It'll be interesting, Steve, to see how that affects this game down the stretch.
Could come down to free throws. You never know. Yale has struggled in that area, but you just can't say enough about this Bulldog comeback in the third quarter.
Well, they've played great since halftime. Mackenzie Egger leading the way. She's got the guard on Morgan Lee. Tarul cut off. Pittock lobs it inside Lee. Great hesitation for an easy 2.
That's a great pass, interior pass there by Pittock, and a nice finish there by Morgan Lee.
8 points for Lee. It's Pittock's 4th assist. She's been great as a point guard this year. 23 assists, 7 turnovers. There's another foul. Marist is now at the 5-foul limit here in the quarter.
Yeah, I think that's Corsentino. Yeah, they're going to get Corsentino. Capstraw, that's Marist's 15th foul, so Capstraw will shoot 2 for the Bulldogs.
And now Corsentino has 2 personals. Capstraw, 1 of 2 tonight. That is Yale's 6th missed free throw, Steve. They're leaving a lot of points at the line.
And she short-armed that one, but no one blocks out the shooter.
Lee blocks the second chance, but it stays with Yale. Egger, the baseline floater. Rebound, Corsentino, as Marist weathers the storm.
Marist caught a break there as Egger just has to get back.
Oh, it's an offensive foul. They put it on Corsentino.
Hey, Egger playing really hard was Egger. She almost got the steal initially. Take another look at it and almost got the steal there, and then Egger sticks with it here on Corsentino. Yep. That's the proper call. That is the proper call. She stuck her arm out there, and you just have to credit Egger. That was just a great individual effort.
What a quarter for the senior from Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Capstraw feeds her the basketball. What will she do with it? Surely Lee's going to get Egger involved again. There's the screen. And now Egger in attack mode. A little juggle, steps through. And, well, the shot clock should have reset. Out of bounds off Yale, so it's Marist basketball.
Again, that's some good interior defense there once again by the Red Foxes. Made that attempt very, very difficult as Yale continues with this pressure.
Trying to trap Piddick, and Lee got too much of Piddick. That's 3 on Avery Lee.
Foul. Boy, there is some significant foul trouble. That's 4, though. Fourth team foul, so Marist will have it side out.
Yale had 24 points in the first half. They've got 22 in the third quarter. Here's Kira Croker. Fouled going to goal, so 2 free throws coming for the junior from New Rochelle. That personal on Mackenzie Egger. It's her third.
It's a nice job. Here it is again. It's a nice entry high-low, and you'll see the body contact there on Egger. Croker shoots 2 for the Red Foxes.
Croker now 2 of 4 at the line this year. She's been in foul trouble for most of this game. Hasn't really gotten into a flow. 0 for 2 at the strike.
2 big misses there by Croker.
Marist's first free throws missed this evening. Moore, Lee, Chapman, Egger, and Capstraw, the 5 on the court for the Bulldogs. Head of steam for Capstraw, and she gets the roll on the scoop.
Capstraw's really good going to the goal. That was a nice finish with her left hand.
She's got 7 points, well schooled by her dad. Former Marist head coach, Tim Capstraw. Spent time in the MAC as an assistant at Siena. Now, Steve, he might be coming for your job. Does radio for the Nets. Croker to Lee, behind the defense. Morgan Lee knocks down another 10 points. The first Red Fox in double figures.
That's a great high-low entry. That's a wonderful pass by Croker and finish by Lee.
Back and forth we go in the third quarter. 10 lead changes. 6 ties tonight. Will we see another one? Capstraw, no. And Lee, the rebound, her 5th. Piddick goes behind the back against Moore. About an 8-second differential here at the end of the third. Tompkins. The cutter, Croker. What a pass from Morgan Lee.
That is a great high-low entry by Morgan Lee and finish by Croker. Outstanding basketball there in the half court by the Red Foxes.
5 seconds for Yale. Egger, 3 ball. Got it.
That's a great play. Little pick and pop there by the Bulldogs, and Egger with a big 3 ball to tie the game. We're all knotted up at 51, Jeff, here at the end of the third quarter.
Egger with 13 points in the third. And it's 51 all as we flip to the board.
Yale was just tremendous in that third quarter. You just can't say enough about Egger. Boy, she took the game over in the third quarter.
Moore, Lee, Chapman, Capstraw, and Egger on the court for Yale. This is Chapman. You know Egger's got the hot hand. Rebound, Croker.
Well, Egger'd like to have that one back. That was a nice floater inside. She just shot it a little bit too hard off the back iron.
Every time she puts one up, Steve, it feels like it's going down. The cutter, Tompkins. Shoots over Capstraw, but it rolls off. Rebound, Egger, her 7th. 3 boards away from her 3rd double-double in a row.
Tompkins would love to have that one back. That was a really good look from about 4 feet out.
Chapman spots Capstraw in the corner. Takes the baseline. Moore in traffic, turns it over. Corsentino the steal, and then a foolish foul by the freshman Moore, some 85 feet from the bucket.
Yeah, just get back, run back on defense. Don't commit the personal foul there. It'll be Marist basketball, but this pressure has given Marist some problems at times. Marist has 14 turnovers tonight.
Marist breaks the press with a long pass to Croker. Corsentino finds an open Tompkins. Hard charging into Moore, and that's a blocking foul.
Another good take by Morgan Tompkins. She's a really good athlete. She's got a quick first step. Here it is again on the baseline, and you'll see Moore was just too late. Good idea coming over from the weak side, but she was too late, was not set. Tompkins shoots 2 for Marist.
The junior from Red Hook, 4 of 6 at the free throw line this season. Aaron Dowdy says Morgan Tompkins is always going to go hard. Whenever she touches the basketball, something is going to happen. Just don't always know what, as she knocks down her first free throw. Dalila Eshe has to be pondering, Steve, when does Grace Thibault come back in the game?
Yeah.
She's sitting with 4 fouls.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. You know, it's 8:48 as Tompkins makes 2 big ones. I think she'll bring her back probably between 5 and 6, I would guess.
Marist breaks the deadlock, goes with some full court pressure of their own. Corsentino nearly whistled for the foul there as Capstraw bounces it to Moore, who lays it in. Textbook press break by the Bulldogs.
That's a great pass, bounce pass by Capstraw. Nice finish by Moore.
Corsentino doubled, might need a little help, and that will lead to a giveaway. Nobody helped out Corsentino. Chapman shot blocked by Tompkins. What an athletic play. Danger remains, and Moore drops it in.
That was a great play there by Tompkins, but Moore got the loose one and knocked it down from about 8 feet.
And that's a 5-second call because Corsentino had some trouble getting the ball in her hands.
I don't think she saw Malia Egan. Egan was just wide open, waiting for the basketball, and Corsentino didn't inbound it, and Marist turns it over.
Red Fox's 16th giveaway. Yale has been great holding on to the ball in the second half with only 2 turnovers. Yale's largest lead tonight, 4 points. Egger pulls up and goes high off glass.
That is just impressive there by Egger to kiss it high off the window. And there's a personal foul on
That's 4 on
Yale.
That's 4 on Avery Lee as she fouled Morgan Lee. Already Yale's 3rd foul here in the 4th quarter.
Egger continues to be really aggressive on the offensive end, and Marist just has not had any answer for her. She has been special.
Lee staying on with the 4 fouls. See if Marist takes it at number 0. Pittock spots to rule behind the defense. 5th dime for Jackie Pittock's a beauty.
That's another great high-low entry by Pittock. Just threaded the needle there to Tarul, put it away inside.
Double figures for Tarul for the 5th time in 6 games. Back to a 2-point Yale lead. Chapman sneaks inside and scores. Crafty take.
Boy, that's just too easy there by Chapman. No one came over and helped there for the Foxes on the weak side.
Pittock into the open floor, spots a shooter. Williamson. The long shot to Tarul, and Marist can settle into the half-court offense. Last year in New Haven, Marist went to play Yale, who had lost 6 in a row, and the Bulldogs came away with a 61-45 win. They're hoping to end a 5-game losing skid on the road tonight.
Yeah, Tarul had a good look, had her feet set there, just short-armed it a little bit, came up short on that 3-ball attempt.
We talked with Dalila Eshe. One of the last things to come for a young team is learning how to win. They're trying to put together a road victory and a double-digit comeback tonight. The lion's share of the damage done by Egger, who scores again 26 points.
She's going to take advantage of that. She's really good with that first step. Marist may have to go back to zone, Jeff. Ali is going to have a hard time guarding Egger when she takes it off the bounce.
Egger at a career-high 25 points in Yale's opener against Monmouth, a win. She's got a career-high 26 tonight, as there's a foul committed by Sanaya Moore. Her third, Yale's fourth already.
Moore just, you'll see it. You'll see Egger here again on the replay. Again, just shows the ball, quick first step. Her shot is so soft with that little teardrop from about 6 or 8 feet. She's outstanding.
Williamson, triple try. Rebound Bulldogs. Marist has gone cold here in the fourth quarter. Yale has made 5 of 6 shots. 6-point lead is their largest of the ball game. They've done it all with Grace Thibault on the bench. Egger's career high, pacing the Bulldogs. Will she add to it? Attacking Lee. Piddick with help, forces the pass. 5 to fire. Chapman shoots over the double. Egger can't secure the rebound. Williamson knifes through traffic. What can Marist do in transition? Piddick's 3. Rebound, Chapman. Marist ice cold from long range. 3 of 16 tonight.
Yeah, it's a good shot, though, in transition. You have to take that one if you're Piddick, but as you mentioned, Jeff, 3 for 16. Just the Red Foxes just have not gotten it done from distance.
Marist was 5 of 22 from 3 at St. John's last Thursday. They struggled against Stony Brook as well. 1 and done goes Yale. Marist hasn't scored in nearly 3 minutes as we're halfway through the fourth quarter. Bad pass. It's intercepted by Egger.
Just not a good decision there by Jackie Piddick, and she's been really good tonight, but just turned it over there. Not a good look there to Lee.
Egger's 4th steal. Moore driving hard to the rack. Another big bucket for the first year from Bradenton, Florida.
That's a great take by the freshman Moore. Again, you talk about a quick first step going to the goal.
She's got 8 points. Croker sees the lane open. Lee's got 4 fouls, has to let her go by.
A nice job there by Croker attacking the rim. Marist, it's a 2-possession game. Marist needs a stop here. It's going to be a timeout on the floor by the Yale Bulldogs.
3:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Yale shooting 56% in the second half. 6 of 9 in the fourth. Egger's got a new career high, and the Bulldogs are trying to end a 5-game lead. Eshe sticking with the lineup that has done the damage in the second half. Thibault remains on the bench with 4 fouls. Hasn't played since early in the third quarter. Capstraw inside. Lost the ball out of bounds. Good D by Kira Croker as Marist forces Yale's 13th turnover, but Steve, just their 3rd of the second half.
Oh, they've really taken care of it in the second half, no question about it, but a big turnover. Marist needs to capitalize here.
Piddick able to get over the midcourt stripe. Starting 5 on the floor for Erin Dowdy. And a whistle away from the play. Yale is now at the 5-foul limit, so that personal on Marissa Chapman will lead to free throws.
Just too much of a grab there on Chapman as Morgan Lee was trying to receive a screen and receive a pass, but was impeded. She shoots 2 for Marist.
A good free throw shooter, 6 of 7 this year. Erin Dowdy has seen an 11-point halftime lead turn into a 5-point deficit with 3:10 to go in the fourth quarter. Yale came out on fire in the third. Marist double-digit lead, which actually got as large as 13 early in the third quarter, was gone by the 5-minute mark of the third. Mackenzie Egger doing the lion's share of the damage. Capstraw curls into traffic, and that's a foul. It looked like Williamson was going to rip it away clean, but they're going to put a personal on the freshman. It's worth another look.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll take another look at that. We're going to take a second look here as Capstraw is here going to the goal.
Oh, no.
Oh, my. Yeah, that was, they missed that one. She was right on top of the basketball, but Marist has to play on.
Just Marist's first foul here in the fourth quarter. Wonder if that will play a factor down the stretch. Yale by 5. Egger gets around Lee and scores again. She adds to her career high now, 28 points.
Again, Egger has been doing that. You know, it's just using her quickness to go around Morgan Lee. That was a great take and finish.
7-point ball game, 2.5 to play. Piddock just begging for the basketball. Croker takes it in herself and gets the turnaround.
Nice job there by Croker. Patient move, was able to get it to go. Marist needs a stop now. Just over 2 minutes to go in the game here, down 5.
Croker hasn't missed from the field, a perfect 4 of 4. Moore. Chapman. Shot clocked at 10. Capstraw wants Egger to set her a screen. Gets the switch on to Morgan Lee. Capstraw drives right into Piddock, and Jackie takes the charge.
Piddock's okay, boy. She really took a hard ball there after taking that charge. I'm going to take another look at it here. Just sacrificing her body. Here's Piddock coming over from the weak side straight up. Boy, that was a tough charge that she took there, but she's fine.
Trains as a Marine in the offseason. That's not going to keep her down for long.
No, that's for sure.
Marist down 5. There's a lot of possessions left in this basketball game. Red Foxes 3 timeouts, Yale with 2. Tarul, corner 3, down the well.
What a great, great pass. Wonderful vision by Piddock. Splash 3 ball there by Tarul.
2-point game. All of a sudden, both offenses are in sync. Yale 6 of their last 8. Egger screens for Lee. And now Egger. Lee for 3. Rebound Piddock. Lee's been hot from distance in the fourth quarter, really the whole second half. Marist can make the extra pass. Williamson shot blocked by Chapman. Goes to ground, tied up. It stays with Marist. 12 to shoot. What a game.
Really has been a game as Kira Croker looks like she's shaken up a little bit. Trying to walk it off. Timeout, Aaron Dowdy and the Marist Red Foxes.
Coach Dowdy with 2 remaining. Gives us a chance to look at the upcoming schedule, brought to you by Home 2 Suites by Hilton Poughkeepsie. The perfect blend of modern, playful, and functional with all the comforts of home. Located just 4 miles from Marist College. Next up, the Christmas City Classic this weekend. Marist will face Lehigh inside Stabler Arena on Saturday at noon. And then if they win or if they lose, they'll take on the winner of North Dakota Valpo the next day. After that, it's off to Bryant in Rhode Island, and then a trip to Holy Cross in Worcester. Marist hoping they head out on that road trip with a victory. They're down by 2 with the basketball. The officials are at the monitor right now reviewing for a potential timing mistake. Is with Darwin Thompson. For the first time since the 8.5-minute mark of the third quarter, Grace Thibault is on the court. She picked up 4 fouls early in the second half, hasn't been seen since. She will play with 46.8 on the clock. At least that's what it reads right now. Take a look at the score bug at the bottom of your screen. Something that might loom large in the last minute. Marist is in the bonus. They've only committed 1 team foul. The timing error was a shot clock error. The game clock is right at 46.8. The officials identifying a change of possession during that scrum for the basketball before it was tied up. So that means the shot clock will flip back to 30. That is the explanation that's being given to both coaches. So a 17-second differential. Marist with the ball, down by 2. And there's Thibault in the center of the lane. guarding Lexi Tarul. She leads Marist with 14. Morgan Lee has 11. Piddock into Croker. Here's Lee. Swing to Piddock. 3-ball blocked out of bounds by Moore. The Bulldogs showing you why they're one of the best in the nation defending the arc. They came into the game 6th in the country.
That's a great block by the freshman Moore, no question about it.
Restart Lee in the lane. Hooks it up. It bounces out. Rebound Yale. Lee misses from point-blank range, and Piddock fouls Moore. Marist starting to burn some fouls to give. That's their second.
Boy, Morgan Lee would love to have that one back. She had it just right under the basket with a little jump hook there, but could not get it to go. Marist can be very aggressive now. They have to be aggressive here. Two fouls, just 2 team fouls, and so they have to be aggressive to try to turn the Bulldogs over here. We're going to take another look at it here. Yeah, we're going strong to the goal. Yeah, they were straight up. I mean, I think that's a good non-call there. I mean, or if you ask Morgan Lee, she'd love to have that one back, and she'll make that one 19 out of 20 times.
Yeah, the question, was there contact on the non-shooting hand? The officials say no. Yale ball, up by 2. They've got 1 timeout remaining.
Marist has to be real aggressive here. A couple of, a real hard trap. I mean, you can't obviously let them take it down too far, but you're going to try to be aggressive here and turn them over. Again, you only have 2 team fouls, so you got 3 fouls before they get to shooting 2. So Marist needs to be aggressive, hopefully force a turnover.
2 fouls to give against a team with a propensity for turning the ball over, even though in the second half tonight, Yale has been great. Only 4 turnovers, 15 for the game. This is a squad that committed 29 at home against Pacific on Sunday, 26. A game prior against Merrimack. They looked like they were en route to 20-plus turnovers tonight after 20 minutes of basketball. Dalila Eshe pulling the right strings in the locker room at halftime. Yale with 41 second-half points, shooting 53%, valuing the basketball, and on the verge of a win as Croker got to the ball, knocking it out of bounds. Couple of seconds roll off. Yale's got inbound again. Marist can be hyper-aggressive because of the 2 fouls to give. And let's see, I think the officials are saying not enough time has come off the clock. The clock this year is controlled by the scorer's table. It's no longer the purview of the officials with that precision timing system that works on their whistle. So the officials and the table staff got to make sure the clock is right. It is. And Lee will inbound. Finds Capstraw. There's the double, and it's a foul. So Marist with 1 more to give. It's on Jackie Piddock. That's her 4th.
Marist has to look for a tie-up here. Don't foul right away. Try to get the tie-up. The arrow is in your direction.
Lee finds Moore. And a quick whistle there. Either Croker or Williamson. I think they'll get Croker. Yes, indeed. And that is her 4th. So Marist now out of fouls to give. 28.1 seconds. Down by 2. Malia Egan enters for Jackie Piddock. Cunningham defending the inbounds. See if Marist fouls right away. Yale struggles to make free throws. And that's a jump ball. Possession Marist. They got to the rock. And Marist takes over the bat. Now hold on.
Oh,
the officials say they didn't flip the arrow the last time there was a jump ball.
They didn't flip it. That's right. I thought they just flipped it there. So it's a great tie-up, and it will be Yale basketball.
The arrow was clearly pointing in Marist's direction.
Yes.
That's why everybody here in McCann Arena thought it was Marist's ball, but no. Yale had the arrow. Now it should go back to Marist. They haven't flipped it again on the table as Yale stepped out of bounds. Chapman stepped out of bounds. Eshe right in the ear of Brandon Appel saying she was pushed. Certainly she was pushed. But the call, Chapman out of bounds. They can look at it. They should look at it. Let's look at it on our own.
Looked like there was some contact there as Marist trying to tie the basketball up, and they're going for the ball here.
I don't.
And you'll see they're still going for the ball.
Yet.
Cunningham there.
I think that's the right call. I mean, you can't go to the monitor to look at whether there was a foul or not. She clearly stepped out. And I'll be honest, I didn't really, and I was looking mostly at the defender on the right side of Chapman.
Cunningham may have gotten her on the arm, but it wasn't real egregious. I know we can take another look at it. It was close, but I thought there was some contact maybe with Cunningham. As we'll take another look at it here, but it's tough. It's in real time here, so you'll see it here inbound.
And Steve, correct me if I'm wrong, but they can't go to the monitor to assess a foul that wasn't called on the floor.
No, I think that they're looking to just make sure they have the right time.
Yeah.
And Marist.
They really haven't looked at anything. They just talked.
Right.
They haven't gone to the monitor. And yes, indeed, it's Marist ball because you can't go and review a non-called foul.
Cannot.
And clearly, Chapman stepped out, so Marist has the rock. Shot clock off. 2-point deficit. Erin Dowdy with 1 timeout remaining if she needs it. Yale led by as many as 8 in the 4th quarter. Lee going to work on Thibault. The shot's good. The game is tied.
That's a great piece of footwork there by Morgan Lee in the mid-post area. Drop step, baseline, kiss it off the window. That's a great play by Morgan Lee. Here it is again on the replay. It's a set play. Good call by Erin Dowdy. And you watch her be patient here. Nice drop step. That is really sweet off the window there by Morgan Lee.
And I'll tell you what, Steve, that's a good piece of defending by Thibault. Just better offense by Lee.
Better offense. Thibault was straight up. That was a difficult shot. And again, Morgan Lee, you have to be patient there. You can't rush it. And again, it was a great piece of footwork with that drop step baseline side and kissing it off the glass.
Marist on a 7-0 run the last 2 minutes and 8 seconds. But they've left Yale 14.2 ticks. Plenty of time to win it at the death.
Plenty of time. You can get you take the first good shot. I would be surprised if they take it down to 1 second. I think you take the first good one here. Let's see what Yale dials up here with 14.2 remaining.
Lead inbound. Egger's got a career-high 28. Can they get the ball in the hands of number 24? It's Capstraw, turning the corner, throwing it up, no good. Rebound, out of bounds. There's a foul. I think they got Thibault.
It's Thibault over the back. It's going to be Thibault over the back, and that's going to be her 5th. Danny Williamson, boy, what a great block out by the freshman. You talk about being all over the basketball. We're going to take another look at it here. Watch Williamson here go get it. And you see Thibault, that's the proper call. Thibault was great in the first half. They're a different team without her, although with the comeback, she was not on the floor. But Williamson shoots 2 big ones here for Marist, 8.4 remaining.
Pressure-packed free throws for the freshman. Marist in front. We've said it ad nauseum throughout the month of November, Steve. Danny Williamson does not play like a first year.
No, she really doesn't. She has been terrific tonight once again.
2-point lead for the Foxes. Timeout, Erin Dowdy.
2 huge free throws there by the freshman. Williamson, again, 8.4. Obviously, Yale's going to call the timeout to advance the basketball.
Steve, we talked earlier about a young team needing to learn how to win. All the good that Yale did, coming back from 13 down in the 3rd quarter, taking an 8-point lead in the 4th, has come unraveled down the stretch. They haven't scored in the final 2 minutes and 37 seconds. They've turned it over thrice in that span. They didn't value the basketball on some key inbounds. They commit some untimely fouls, and it's got them down by 2. With 8.4 remaining. Yale's got to go the length of the floor. No teams with any timeouts remaining.
Right.
Both teams are in the bonus.
Length of the floor because it was a Marist timeout. They took the timeout, so the Bulldogs will have to go the length of the floor. Obviously, you want to keep people in front. You do not want to foul the jump shooters here.
Does Egger have another big shot in her? She's got the ball. She puts it up for the win. And Marist gets the victory. They finish the game on a 9-0 run to stay unbeaten at home in 2024-2025.
What a great comeback by the Red Foxes on the 9-0 run. And Danny Williamson with 2 big free throws. Here's, obviously, Egger's going to take the last shot. A decent close out there from Croker, and it comes up short. Marist comes away with a big victory, Jeff.